With the Five Nights at Freddy's movie right around the corner, I've been feeling pretty nostalgic, especially towards the older games. That's made me want to take a closer look at the franchise to see what Easter eggs they had to offer at the time. So sit back and enjoy as I take you on a journey through every Five Nights at Freddy's game. So going in chronological order, we find ourselves right where it began. Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Nose honk. If you put your cursor just right on Freddy's nose and click, it makes a honking sound.
The circus music. There is a 3.3 chance every 5 seconds for a circus tone to play during your night.
It's Me. It's Me is arguably the most iconic Easter egg in the series. Throughout the first game, there's a small chance while checking the cameras to see a visual hallucination. It's Me can appear in a couple of different places as well. Those being Pirate's Cove, East Hall, and while switching your camera. The East Hall posters.
There's a chance when switching to the East Hall camera for the poster to change into one of 4 newspapers. These newspapers are the biggest lure drops of the first game.
East Hall changes. There is a 1% chance that posters in the East Hall will change into these visual hallucinations. These posters have changed to hand drawings of children crying. Backstage. There are 2 possible Easter eggs you can get in the backstage. This is this game's parts and service room. In this room, there are a bunch of empty mascot heads, and an exoskeleton sitting on the table. When flipping to this camera, there is a 1% chance that they will stare into the camera. The second Easter egg you can get in the backstage is Bonnie has a chance to be face to face with the camera. His eyes are nothing more than a white dot. Foxy's song. When pulling up the camera for Pirate's Cove, there is a 1 in 30 chance for Foxy to hum his tune. The show stage. When Freddy is by himself on the show stage, there is a 1% chance that he will stare deeply into the camera. Golden Freddy. At this point, everyone knows who Golden Freddy is. Originally, he was an Easter egg with a chance of appearing in your office. Nowadays, Golden Freddy's a huge character in the series, so I'd be surprised if you don't know anything about him. The West Hall corner. The Let's Party poster on the West Hall corner camera has a 1% chance to change into this poster of Freddy ripping off his head. The second possible Easter egg is this poster of Golden Freddy. If you were to put the monitor down after seeing this, Golden Freddy will show up in the office. The title screen. There's a 1 in 1,000 chance when loading into the title screen, a screen of a hollowed out Bonnie will be in its place. One with glowing eyes, and one without. Night 6. Night 6 is an additional night after completing the first standard 5. Here you'll be able to adjust the strength of the AI. 1987. In the custom night mode, if you were to adjust the AI to spell out 1987, you'll get jump scared by Golden Freddy. Originally, this Easter egg was a myth, but because it was such a popular and well-known one, Scott Cawthon later added that feature into a future update. That wraps up Five Nights at Freddy's 1. There are a lot of good Easter eggs in this one, and all of them were essential to Fnaf's popularity, even leading into an entire theorist community. Shocking, right? We will see many of these Easter eggs return in the future games. For now, let's go ahead and move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So this is where things are going to get a little bit complicated. There are going to be different categories of Easter eggs. There are the Scott Game teaser secrets, the mini-games, and the in-game Easter eggs. We will briefly be talking about the mini-games, but we won't go into the Scott Games teaser website. Spoilers for the future, but they'll be getting their own respective video. Nose honk. To the left of the office, there is another poster of Freddy in the game. If you click on his nose, it'll make a honking sound. Paper plate dolls. On the Party Room 4 camera, there are 3 paper dolls that hang on the wall. On a rare chance, the paper plate boy will randomly appear in your office, to the right of the entryway. There is no in-universe answer to how or why this happens. Rare boot-up screens. When booting up the game, there is a small chance for a hollowed-out Freddy to appear. There are more chances for rare screens like this to occur. When starting a night, there is a possibility you'll get a hollowed-out Foxy. And finally, when dying, there's a chance to see a hollowed-out toy Bonnie. The puppet in the hall. During your night, there is a music box at the prize counter room. Our duty as night guard is to make sure we keep an eye on it and make sure it's wound up. If the music box runs out, the puppet will rise from her box. and if you're quick enough, you can catch her floating in the hall towards the office. Endo 2. Endo 2 is a secret animatronic that has a chance of showing up in the prize counter room, or the left vent. This only occurs when the music box runs out as well. Although it seems like he's making his way to your office, he never actually shows up. JJ. JJ is another secret animatronic that has the possibility to show up under the office table. She's not a threat to the player, but she does stare intensely at you. If you were to flip up the monitor, she disappears. Shadow Freddy. When Wither Bonnie has left the parts and service room, there is a chance for a purple Shadow Freddy to be in its place. The way he sits closely resembles Five Nights at Freddy's 1's Golden Freddy, although he has massive wide eyes staring at you through the camera. I'm not even about to pronounce that. There is an extremely low chance for a Shadow Toy Bonnie to appear in your office. If you stare at him too long, your game will crash. The Death Minigames. There are 4 types of minigames you can rarely unlock by dying. Each minigame has a major piece of lore scattered through them. Save Him. Save Him is a minigame where you witness a child being murdered outside of the restaurant. Foxy Go Go Go. In this minigame, you control Foxy and stumble across 5 deceased children. Give Gifts, Give Life. You play as the puppet giving gifts to children, eventually delivering the souls of the dead children into the animatronic bodies. Save Them. While playing as Freddy, you must find the bodies of the dead kids while following the puppet. The Save Them minigame actually has an Easter egg of its own. Rarely while playing, there is a chance the purple guy will spawn and disassemble you. Once he kills you, there's text at the bottom of the screen that reads, "You can't." Five Nights at Freddy's 2 introduced these minigames as a way to tell the story, and these have become essential to solving the mysteries of these games. As we get into later games, you'll see how important they really become. Let's move on to our final game of the video, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. This game is a little bit different than the others. There's only one true threat that can attack and kill you, Springtrap. He's the main antagonist of the game, and you must defend yourself by luring him away from your office.
Nose honk. If you were to click the nose of this poster Freddy, it'll make a honking sound.
Rare Springtrap screens. Similar to the last 2 games, there is a small chance when starting up your night, you can get one of 3 secret screens. The first one, Springtrap is facing the camera. The second one, Springtrap is trying to remove the mascot head. You can see there's a clear mouth visible, revealing that there's someone trapped inside. The last screen is him trying to pry the head apart, and trying to escape through the mouth. This one always scared me as a kid, it was so unnecessarily creepy, but I'll guarantee we'll likely never see something like this in modern Five Nights at Freddy's. Spring Bonnie posters. The posters are located in the hallway, and by the exit. Both posters have the chance to turn into Spring Bonnie. Once Springtrap steps into the room, the posters go back to normal. Scott's avatar. The map for Fazbear Fright's location is actually shaped like Scott Cawthon's avatar. The Paper Plate Doll's return. This time, instead of a Paper Plate Boy appearing in your office like in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Paper Plate Bonnie and Paper Plate Freddy have a chance to appear instead. Mr. Cupcake. This poster of Bonnie on the left has a small chance to turn into the cupcake. Or on an even rarer occasion, it can turn into a golden cupcake. Return of Shadow Freddy. Rarely when looking to the far left of the office, you can see a slumped over Shadow Freddy. The good ending. You can unlock a secret ending to the 3rd game by playing all of the secret mini-games. I won't be doing a detailed step-by-step on how to unlock the good ending, but you must collect all the secret cakes in BB's Air Adventure, Mangle's Quest, Chica's Party, and Stage 1, which all have their own secrets of unlocking those. It's a complicated process, but if done correctly and in order, you can unlock the final minigame, Happiest Day. Playing as the puppet, you slowly walk to the right side of the screen, where a child resides standing in front of a birthday cake. 5 other kids, including you, watch this birthday play out. All the kids are dressed as a Freddy Fazbear character. Once everyone is there, they all disappear with their masks slowly falling to the ground, leading to the good ending, where the souls that were in the animatronics can finally move on. And that's it for Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I love these games so much, and I'm sure most of you grew up watching these Easter egg breakdowns and theory videos as well. It was such a fun time, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to reminisce with you all. Consider leaving a like and subscribing. I do a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's content, so if you enjoyed the video, you might like my other stuff. Hopefully part 2 won't take too long, but we'll be covering Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Fnaf World, and Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location.